Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely world of raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And if you couldn't tell already, my horse is starting to sound a little bit hoarse, and that is because I am recording this season finale these season finale episodes back to back, and so at this point now I may stop to take a sip of my beverage that I have just to try and help my throat not be so dry and hoarse. But let's go ahead and begin to descend the ladder that we have here, because at this point I would like to try and wrap things up in this third and hopefully final season finale episode, because, well, part of this season finale, because I don't want to go any farther than this. I think at that point it would be dragging things out. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through this. Here it is. We're going to go through this nether portal, and then we're going to make our way over to this one, so that way, there we go. I think I want to actually face this side. We want to face north. Do we want to face north? I think we're facing north. No, we're facing south. Ooh, okay. So this is our swamp village. Now, first things first, I am really happy with how each and every structure in this village came out to be. At this point, I was really starting to work on compact builds. I didn't want to build. I was trying to keep my structures within a certain grid, shall we say, whereas, like, let's go ahead and exit theater mode real quick. So this structure is going 1 2 3 4 5 6. I was actually learning how to build on even numbers, and I wanted to keep things small, but I also wanted to try and begin to implement as much detail as I could without overdoing it. And like these structures right off the bat, I'm really happy with, especially with how the roof looks, the mixture of the slabs, the stairs, and then just having the dark oak logs exposed. It just really, I can't express it enough at this point now how happy with how they turned out. But then we have this little pathway that leads through each of these island pieces. All of these islands here, they are nat gen. They were not artificially created. They are, like I said, nat gen. And so I wanted to create a pathway leading from the nether portal into the swamp village, and that's why we had these nice little wooden custom bridges established. And these look so simple, and like the structures over there right off the bat, I'm really happy with how they look. Like, they just have that wear and tear feel. They have this is a wooden bridge in an area that the ground is a little mushy. It's a little moist in the air, shall we say. And it's just, I'm really happy. Like, at this point, playing Minecraft in this lovely world, I think I was like, all right, I know how to build in a medieval rustic theme. I know how to apply variation into my builds. I know how to apply depth into my builds. Now it's a matter of, like, I know I have a pretty good idea as to how to landscape in this game. Now let's begin to just work on building in a simple way, but not like have things look too simple, if you know what I mean. So right here we have the main. I still don't know where this came from. These dark oak logs with slabs, and is there a plank here? No, I don't know when or why I did that, but I decided to just leave it. And you know what? I'm gonna leave it still because it's random like that. So like what I was saying, this is the center point of the swamp village. Each of these structures look similar to one another, but if you actually look at how the stairs and the slabs and the roof are placed, they're not in the exact same spot, or if some of them are, they're not placed down in the exact same way. So that's how I was able to then begin to add uniqueness to every single little simple build. but again, keeping things in a similar line of light. So, and then this is when I started to really work on I don't know what the proper term or phrase to use is, so I'll just say it how it's sounding in my head. I was beginning to now, I was at this point, I was beginning to build not so much in a linear way. Like, for example, these 1, 2, 3, 4 structures are built on the same block level, whereas this one is built a block level down. And then this house right here is built a few block levels up. And before we even go any farther, let's go ahead and reset the time so we can actually see and not have to move around in the dark and such. But whatever that would be called, where you're not building in a linear way or on the same block level, like some structures are higher up, some structures are lower. I think that's what I wanted to also work on in this section of the world. As you can tell at this point, like with each project area in this world, I tackled something new, not just when it comes to like building themes, but also like other things to take into consideration when you're getting your build on. So again, we have some more of these simple, cute little bridges that are right over here. And then we have, this is like one of my most proudest things that I've done in this world overall. It's so simple, but it's so like you just like if you were to pass by in a boat, like you would be able to tell that, okay, this is a swamp shack that someone lives in, and this person may not tend to their land. They may not, cut the grass when it needs to be cut, but at least they have their crops growing, they have a few trees growing, and they even have what looks like designated sections for like a few animals to live at if they had any. Well, we have a cow apparently in the swamp shack. What are you doing in here, dude? Anyways, so right on over here we have some islands that, again, all of this land here is net gen. If anything was changed, it was just the lowering of the floor bed. Originally, this body of water was only 1 block deep, but I decided to make it 2 blocks deep for whatever reason. I can't remember now at this point in time. But again, we have some custom trees. I wanted to go for a weeping willow, and at the time I was fairly content with how these trees looked. Now looking back, so then we have some other custom trees, and I wanted to keep things simple, so I decided, you know what, let's just go ahead and do something like this, where on one side you have 2 blocks, like on the left side here you have 2 blocks mid and then 1 at the very bottom. On that mid level you have 1 going up, and then on this side you would sort of reflect what you did here, but mirror it. There we go. You would take what you did on one side and mirror it, so then it doesn't look completely symmetrical from either way. And then right on over here, we just have some fishing huts, so that way then all the fishers could come over here, not bother anyone in the village when they're casting their rods or accidentally hook anyone or something. And oh, look at the moo-moos. They're just bobbing around. So at this point in time is when the update to Minecraft came out, where the 4 horsemen feature was implemented. And so with that being said, considering the fact that I was working in the swampland where it was always raining, and with the rain there would often be a storm, I kind of managed to come across more than just one group of the 4 horsemen. That was not the correct way to word it, and I apologize. But I still don't know what I would do with all of these skeleton horses, but I mean, we have them, so it is what it is. Before we go ahead and leave this section of the world, I want to just quickly, excuse me, buddy, I just want to quickly take you down here, because this is where I pretty much would spend a lot of my time mining to get my resources, not only for this project area, not only for this project location, but also for the next. And as you can tell, I did a lot of mining. I mean, I went Pig. I mean, I've made larger mining spaces and such, but you know, that was like mining all of that out took me a while to do, and I tried to keep things as intact as I could in respects to the ceiling and the floor. But when it comes to the swamp village, that's really all there is here. Like I said, it's if I haven't said it already, or if I have, then like I said, it's a small project location. But I really just wanted to focus on building on multi levels. That's what I think the phrase is. Instead of building on a linear land, instead of building in a linear way, I wanted to begin working on multi levels to build on, and then also try and build in a simple way, but still bring out as much detail as I could. So let's go ahead through the wormhole. And that road gen when you do this. So at this point, what I decided to do was I wanted to find a NatGen village, and I wanted to customize it. I wanted to transform it, actually. That's the way to put it. And so that would bring us to the second to last project area for now, project location for now at least. And this is it. This is my NatGen village that I came in and just transformed completely. This is when I started to build within the fantasy theme, and I really wanted, because this was going to be a fantasy themed NatGen, because this was going to be a NatGen village transformed into a fantasy themed village. There we go. I wanted to try and place down as much overgrowth as I could, but not overdo it, if that makes any sense. And oh, look at that. We can just peek at him. Oh, wait. Because this is because we're in the latest version of Minecraft, librarians have it. Why can I not? There we go. Librarians have a chance of turning into a cartographer. Yes. Well, I guess if I ever wanted to come back into this world off camera and tackle Woodland Mansion, then I could. Oh, that's great. But yeah. So this project location is one of my other proudest achievements in Minecraft so far, because this is, like I said, taking a NatGen village, transforming it, but not like transforming it so much where you wouldn't be able to recognize every single structure for what it originally was. I did my best to try and, you know, keep to the original look, but some of them you may not be able to identify at first due to the intricate the intricate roof work that I did. This little house, though, I am very, very happy with how the transformation came out, because I not only was able to implement a balcony, but I was also able to implement a small working area just beneath it. So then that way, even if it were to be nighttime, you could still ideally come in here and protect yourself while you work, because that's what the trapdoors were going to be for. You could just prop them open, so if you were to be shot at from any direction, you could ideally be safe from danger. But right over here, this is when I officially started to begin working with the fantasy themed builds, that sort of genre of building in Minecraft. This was my new signature starter house that I had built, and I think I was also pretty impressed. I think I was pretty happy with how I did the inside, because I was able to take small cramped spaces and begin to utilize it to the best that I could. Sorry about that. To the best that I could. And even with this kitchen area, although the ceiling is fairly high for my own taste, it's still, you know, at eye level and such. It still looks marvelous. And then right in here, we just have our bedroom, and sort of incorporating from the swamp village. Instead of building in a linear way, I wanted to add as much levels to a structure that I could, and I think I did a decent job with that. And now, moving on to the final part of this video for this season finale, and that is we're now at this point up to date with what I've been working on in the lovely world of Raccoons, and that is my fantasy themed village. Hello there, skeleton horse. Okay, I'm not sure why you're there. So at this point in time, this is when I started to go like, okay, you know what? I want to build something in Minecraft that I can look back at years from now and be happy with. Because I've seen a lot of people build their own cities, villages, and so on and so forth in Minecraft. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to have my own village that I could build from the ground up and be happy with. And so far, I mean, I'm happy with what I have. We have little houses. We have, at least my own opinion, a pretty little pathway with some crops growing along it, which are both for aesthetic detail, but also for, to harvest so we can have something to eat. And then right on over here, we have an observatory, which actually I'm really happy with how this turned out as well. This is when in case you couldn't tell at this point, is when I really started to become happy with what I was building in Minecraft. Like everything else that I've built so far in the lovely world of Raccoons, I'm happy with. But it's like it was a new phase in my building career. And oh, hello there, Piggywig. I didn't know you were in here. So then this was at this point like beginning to home in on my interior decorating skills, and I at least would like to think that I did a decent job at that. I mean, even the cobwebs, it's not really so much as interior decorating, but it's more like adding cobwebs just helps build the atmosphere. I think for the fantasy themed village, it was not only going to be my project, my city, my village that I would build in Minecraft and be happy with, but it was also taking a mixture of everything else that I had done in previous project locations and put it all into this, along with then beginning to develop my knack for applying atmosphere into a project location. And when you walk around, you just get this immersive feeling going on. Then we have the Arboretum. Now, this project has a sad story behind it, and that is back in the summer of 2016, I had witnessed a guy take a crossbow and shoot his wife with it, and she unfortunately passed away. But in her memory, at least, I thought I would go ahead and build something that was full of life. And so I decided I would build this arboretum, and I think I did a decent job with this. I mean, for the inside, for the ground floor, but when it comes to the basement, it could be a little bit better. But then these hallways that we have, the minor detailing and such, the use of anvils as support beams on top of these stone brick blocks, just in between cobblestone walls. It's a nice touch and everything. It's a nice way to utilize something that you normally wouldn't use for that role. But then right on over here, we have this nice little fantasy themed house with a pork chop on it, and that is because my dearly beloved Piggywig Romeo, one day when I was just chilling out here, I don't think I was getting my build on. I was just sitting here. I was doing something though, and all of a sudden I heard a pig squealing, and I came down here and I saw Romeo just leaving the fireplace, and unfortunately he roamed into the fireplace. But aside from building a house for him, even though he, at that time roamed into the fire, I then decided to build a shrine, if you will, in his memory. In memory of Romeo, beloved best friend, peace remains still. For those of you who don't know, that's my way of saying, like, rest in peace, whatever, is saying peace remains still. But then we have this little farmland house area, and also just as a way to show my appreciation and gratitude to Germsy Boy for creating such an amazing resource pack so far, I wanted to go ahead and add him into this world. And then Core, because at the time I was beginning to do the whole question comment of the day thing that other other YouTubers in general would do just to get interaction in their videos, and he was participating in that the most, so I thought, okay, I'll add your player head. But then we have this little area right here. This is our Moo pasture. This is our farmland, our official farmland area, where every single crop that you could grow in Minecraft was planted here. And at that point, at this point now, that's pretty much gonna do it. I mean, right over here we do have this this island, and this was supposed to be inspired by the upcoming monster movie. Well, I'm not sure if I would call it a monster movie, but this is inspired by Kong Skull Island, the upcoming movie of obviously King Kong, produced from Legendary and Warner Brothers. I think they teamed up again to make this movie. The people who made Godzilla 2014, they're also making this up and coming King Kong movie. So that's what that area over there is. But at this point in time now, that is really going to do it for this third and final part for the season finale of this lovely Minecraft Let's Play series. I gotta say, running through all of this has brought a lot of memories back, and it's really shown me, at least, how far I've come in regards to getting my build on, and just everything else that comes with playing this game. It's I gotta admit, I'm getting a little emotional because this was my one of my top longest running Minecraft Let's Play series, but it's it's bittersweet, you know? Like, you've done something for so long, and then suddenly it's like, oh man, you know, this is it for now, at least. You know, I at least like to leave things on good terms, so you know, this world will always be here, obviously, because it's a single player world. But yeah, so for those of you who have been watching these season finale this 3-part season finale, thank you all ever so much for joining me along this trip, this road, this journey and such of going. Thank you for walking down memory lane with me, is what I'm trying to say. Man, I'm really starting to trip over my words now. I'm sorry. And just for the sake of this season finale, I'm going to be putting an updated world download in the description section below. So if you would like to download this world, and if you would like to even get your build on and add to what I have already done, then you are more than welcome to do so. And if you'd like to share with me what you've done, you can take a screenshot and send it to me on Twitter at Vanillaraccoon, and I'd really love to see what you guys have to do with this world if you choose to add or continue my work, so to speak. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and be sure to slap that bell to me, because for some reason YouTube has it so even if you subscribe to someone, you still will not get notified as to any future uploads from them. You have to go the extra mile and actually manually turn on that feature. It's weird, but you would think YouTube has that by default, but they don't. So if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon. Peace out.